At some point during your trailer project, you'll want to add titles. Most movie trailers have titles added to them. For my example, I'm just going to add at the end, assuming that I created just a short 45-second film here. So trailers work just like video clips. So we'll go back to our project window, and we'll go up to Title, New Title, Default Still. And let's call this is going to be my The End slide. We want to have it at 1280 by 720, which is our project size. And we'll click OK. And it brings up this little editing window. We can make it larger if we want to. And this functions just like Illustrator or Photoshop. So we select our type tool, click out here, and type The End. I'm going to center it. And kind of line it up here with my title safe. So this is good to point out. These brackets that we see here around the edges are called title safe regions. This is essentially what it means. It's safe to have your titles within these areas. The first box is pretty much the stay within this area, but it's okay if you have to go out. And then the second box, the outer box, you pretty much don't want to ever go past that. So Premiere allows me to select whatever fonts I have on my computer. Let's see, let's do a Cooper Plate Gothic Bold, and we can adjust the kerning so it's spaced out a little bit more, which on screen it'll be easier to read, especially with larger letters. If we had two different lines, we could change the leading, the spacing between the first line and the next line, or I guess 2 lines of text. We can adjust the size. Let's just leave it how it was. And then I close it, and we can see that the title over here is in my project window. So I can drag this over on to my video. Just like any other clip, let me mute my sound for now. And so we just don't want it to pop on, and it's kind of large. That might be where we want it to end. Well, let's add an effect on here. We're going to have this dissolve off at the end. And let's see here, look at our time code. We've got 2821 to 33, so that's about 4 seconds. That should be fine. And let's have it dissolve on to. Drag it right over there. Okay, so this works, and that's fine, but it seems to be a little flat. It's just text on screen. We like to see motion when we're watching video. So let's select our clip on our timeline, go up to Effect Controls, go to Motion, and we're going to click the toggle animation stopwatch at the beginning of the clip for scale, and we'll scale that down. And then let's move forward to the end of it and click another keyframe, scale it up to 100%. And so now, as our title fades on, it's going to push out until it fades away. And again, I should comment about how you should be scaling up your video to fit within the window. So I'll go back and I'll fix that for all of it before I export it. But there's my end title sequence. So I get here, maybe I don't like the end. Maybe I want a different typeface. It's a little bit more silent movie style, but try that out and close it. And it's a little thin. It seems to get lost as it comes out, so let's change the typeface again. Just choose one at random. Although you shouldn't be choosing one at random, you should be choosing one that it aesthetically fits with the style of your movie. I'm going to go Trajan Pro, tighten that up a little bit. And now it seems a little too high on the screen, so we'll bring it down in its card. And you can stack these too, so let's create another new title, default still. And it's showing the end because this is what I have selected. If I'm over black, it'll show the background of whatever I'm over top of with my playhead at that point. So let's make it centered. And that was Trajan Pro. A little smaller. Okay, so we're going to put this on a different level. And it starts at 28, so let's go out to 3121. And we'll add a cross dissolve to the beginning of that so it fades in. And we're also going to have this push out, so go to motion, scale, and let's say we wanted to push out the same way. I think we can go never mind. Okay, so we also want this to push out, so we're going to select that and click the stopwatch to start the scale, and we're going to go down to, let's go 60. And you don't have to go all the way back up to 100% if you don't want to. You can work with whatever you want and go to the end. Click the keyframe. Let's go up to only 85. And let's go in here at this point and we'll move that down so that it fits a little bit better underneath the end. And bring it back, cross dissolve it off. And so now we've got two different titles that are doing two different, well, animating at two different times, which adds a little bit of dynamicism, which adds a dynamic quality to your titles. Okay, so now I've completely finished my project. I've added my audio, I've layered my video, I've added my titles, and let's take a look here. So I've got 3 seconds of black to start off with. Well, let's turn my audio back on here. So we start off with 3 seconds of video, or 3 seconds of black. So I previewed it before I stopped, but I think I want to do one last thing. So let's click on this last bit of video and audio and control click, unlink. I'm going to grab this audio and bring it out to the end, and I want the audio to start scaling down at this point. We want to make sure our audio clip is selected. Go to Effect Controls, Volume, Level, and so what I'm going to try to do here is make the audio fade out with the last title. I'm going to add a keyframe by clicking this, because we've already created a keyframe at the beginning by lowering the volume of that in an earlier tutorial. And then we're going to go out to the end. We're going to add another keyframe. And we're going to crank that down to as low as it can go. Let's scrub over that. Drops too quickly. So maybe we don't want it to start fading right then. So here on our timeline, we can grab this keyframe and drag it out. Maybe right about there. You want to watch dragging it because you will adjust the audio prior to that keyframe. Okay, I hope that was helpful.